All right, there we're live. So welcome everyone in the community to I can't even remember what episode this is anymore. I think I'm just gonna say welcome to the Marketers Roundtable instead of saying which episode it is, but welcome. Today we're gonna be talking TikTok. So TikTok blew up. I don't even remember. I think it was like 3 years ago. It was getting the sort of reach that a lot of platforms get when they first start before they start making you pay for advertising. And so what Ruben does is he helps e-commerce companies specifically kill it with TikTok ads. So that's what we're going to be talking about his journey to growing a six-figure agency. And yeah. So with that being said, what I like to do with my guests is I just like them to introduce themselves and what they do to people.
Hey man, so yeah, thanks for having me. We've been working, I'm the owner of the Outperform Studio. We've been focusing on TikTok for the last 6 months. And since we switched our offer as well to TikTok, well, we've seen like even huge brands, like 8-figure brands coming to us because nobody knows what to do with TikTok. Like it's new for everybody. They just been using it like for fun, but slowly businesses are starting to using it as well. But nobody knows what kind of content works for a brand. It's not the same creating content for yourself for fun that doing it for a brand and trying to transmit the message for the brand. So nobody knows what to do. Everybody's lost,
Right.
and we've been killing it as well. So we have a lot of interest for that. And I think it's gonna keep growing. Like TikTok is gonna replace Facebook in the next couple of years.
Right. So before we even get into how can brands start to leverage TikTok, what's your story like? How did you even get into the agency space? I know you told me before the interview you're a digital nomad, you're like traveling every like 3 months and you're always in a new location. So like what's your story?
Yeah, so I'm from Spain. I was born in a island in south of Spain, like the Canary Islands. Seems great. Like it sounds really cool because the weather is cool and so on. But if you're like creative entrepreneur and so on, it's not that great. It's still an island at the end of the day. So when I was 21, I left to live in London in the UK, and that's how I got started as well into marketing. I was studying music actually at the time, but an accident that made me be on the bed for like 4 months make me rethink my life basically. It usually happens like when you're just living and something hits you hard and then you rethink the whole life. So that's what happened. And after the accident, I started to rethink everything, and I got a lot of interest into marketing. This was like 4 years ago, and I started freelancing. Like just starting by my own, trying to find my own clients, getting experience and learning. And about a year ago, I decided like I'm tired of doing it everything on my own. I wanted to have a team and try to be able to scale with the clients that we had and try to get into more that I would enjoy working.
Right.
So that's why I started the agency. I partnered up with my great partner is Anton. He's from Finland. And we've been doing great with TikTok. We started with Facebook, like every other agency. But since we switched to TikTok, we came up with a great service. We go viral organically. We go like 10 ROAS sometimes with the paid ads, and it's working amazingly for brands, like paid ads and organic, both sides. So you have a lot more reach in TikTok than Instagram, for example.
Right.
And also in terms of nomadic life, like I've been nomad for 2 years as well. And it seems from the outside, it seems like the perfect life, right? Like you have your own business, you can work anywhere, do this, do that. But it's a lot more complicated than it sounds, man. Especially if running the business, having calls like now, if we have a call or I have a client that I need to have a call. Wherever I go, I always have to make sure I have an office and good internet. It's not always the case.
Right.
Like now in Mexico, I've been like 2-3 days without internet, and so I have to run to find another office and make sure that the internet is great. It seems perfect from the outside, but it's very challenging. Like,
Right.
I'm not complaining though. I'm very happy
Right.
with the life that I have. But for anyone that wanting to have a similar life, I would recommend to prepare a strategy before going into it. Like, if you want to travel while running a business or even freelancing, you need to plan things. You just cannot go, especially with COVID and all this stuff going on. It's very complicated to find the right spot and the right time.
Yeah, that's one of the problems I would have never thought about the internet thing, but that makes sense. Like I remember I was the one time I had bad connection was when I went on my first like international trip, and it was to Jamaica, and like I mean the connection was non-existent. So I can see how that could be really problematic, especially when clients are like hitting up your phone, et cetera, et cetera. So when it comes to all right, so someone gets on a call with you, and they pay you. Now, what does the like onboarding process look like, and what does like the service delivery look like? How do we get your clients 10x return on their ad spend?
Cool. Yeah. So first we need to audit their account in TikTok, because a lot of the clients that come to us, they're already doing something in TikTok, but it's terrible. And
Right.
in terms of terrible, is I mean they don't have any reach with the videos. So if this is a consistent thing, like they publish the videos but the video doesn't reach people, we might need to create a new account. So like replace it. We just delete this one completely and make a launch with a new one, to make sure that we have the reach, because the most important on terms of the TikTok algorithm is the first 30 days. If you don't do it right in the first 30 days, later you can forget about it. Like you can get some views over time if you are consistent,
Right.
but you need to be careful at the beginning. So we audit their accounts, make sure that we can use that one. If not, we recommend the client to create a new one. And we start looking for actors that fits with the brand as well. Like we have a lot of actors that collaborate with us, but not all of them are suitable for the same brands.
Right.
So we do a PR strategy in that. We find actors that are very good in terms of what they talk about in their own accounts, how they look, and similar things that the brands want to transmit in terms of messaging. So we build that and give it to the brand until they approve it. Once they approve it, we confirm what actors want to collaborate with the brand and get the product shipped to the actors. This process can take up to 10 days because we need to wait for the product to arrive to the actors as well.
Right.
It might take like 3 to 5 business days. And in the same time, we're working into a strategy. Like we got a TikTok strategist. She's great. She has in her own account, she have like 3.5 million followers.
Wow.
So she's really good. Like
Right.
she's always on the top of the trends and everything. So in the meantime that we wait for the shipping, she does the strategy and the scripts. We get the videos from the actors. Usually it's around 10, 15 seconds, not more, because it's what usually works for the trends. And then we edit it as well with the video editors to make sure that it's optimized for the platform. We put the trending sound, the hashtags, post it organically, and then we use the same video for the paid campaigns. The things that we need to understand the most is the goals of the brand, obviously. We just know they're not hiring us just to run the ads. We need to know what they're doing in other platforms. Right? We recommend always don't switch Facebook off ever. Like we understand that you want to go to TikTok because you can go viral and it's a lot cheaper than Facebook, but it's an add-on. It's not a main platform to grow your business for now. It's still starting. Like Facebook at the beginning was also quite slow. Like I remember, like 2012, there was not so many brands using Facebook for the ads. Honestly, there was not. E-commerce is a lot more saturated now because of it as well. But if you're thinking on TikTok, I wouldn't say to go to replace it with Facebook. Like you have to keep Facebook there consistently, especially because you can retarget audience from TikTok. Like if you get a lot of traffic because it's cheaper than Facebook, you're gonna get more traffic than Facebook. Especially if you do it right, you can always retarget the customers that did not convert through Facebook. That it works really well. We recommend all platforms, honestly. Like also do the PPC, YouTube, just do everything. Don't rely on just one platform, because if that platform stops working for you 1 month, what are you gonna do?
Right.
Like people rely too much in one platform, and that's not the recommendation. It's the same when you invest, right? Like
Exactly.
if you invest in stocks or in crypto, if you put all your money in the same coin or in the same stock, you're risking to lose everything, right? You need to diversify. So it's the same with marketing.
Right. So now, so you have to post it organically first, and then run ads to it.
Yeah. So it's completely separate in any way. Like we don't post it organically and boost it. Like that's something also that is terrible for the organic account. Because if you post it organically and you want to get views and boost it, like you can boost it like in Facebook, just boost it for engagement or views. You can do it, but later your reach is gonna be terrible as well. Because obviously you gave money to TikTok. The next video you post, TikTok is gonna tell you, look, you gave me money, keep giving me money. I'm not gonna give you reach now. Like I know you have money to spend, so spend money if you want more reach. That's what's happening with Facebook now. But if you do it with TikTok, without, if you avoid that at the beginning, you get more reach than Instagram for sure. That's why TikTok is working really well. But once you start giving money or in the organic account, it's gonna penalize you. So we post it organically only. We don't boost it. And then in the business account, when you have the ad account, there we build the campaign optimized for conversions. It's completely separate.
And so, what sort of team do you need to I guess run an ad campaign? You said you got a strategist. You say you get actors involved, and what does the whole team look like?
Yeah, so we have the onboarding usually is myself for now. I still taking care of the sales process. I in the process is also involve our strategist, the TikTok strategist. So because she needs to understand the brand and the goals of the brand and to start building a strategy. Once she start taking care of that, we have our media buyer, we have our copywriters, the actors, and a VA to make sure that the posts are also being posted within the countries of the client. Because if your brand is based in the US, for example, if you want to go viral with your video, you need to post the video within the US as well. Like it doesn't work if I am, for example, like I am now in Mexico here for a while.
Right.
If I post it within Mexico, it's not gonna go viral in the US because TikTok sees that you are not in the US. It penalizes that. Even with VPN, they always track your geolocation. So we have a member on the team taking care of communication with the clients and posting the content organically with the schedule that the strategy comes with. So we have the strategist, copywriter, media buyer, and the VA, and myself on the process as well. I'm gonna take myself out of the equation soon because I started to be overwhelmed with work, and we're still growing. So we'll have a account manager in the next month, and hopefully I can take myself out of the equation in a lot of the tasks.
Right. Nice. So, what sort of budget would you suggest that people start with when they want to run TikTok ads?
It depends of their goals. Like if they want to grow awareness, we recommend the 30 videos package because, like I said, the first month is the most important. So if you want to try to reach people, build awareness, and gain followers organically, the minimum suggested is 30 videos. If your focus is more in terms of going straight for conversions, I recommend the 15 videos package, and with the ad spend at least on 4 to 6 thousand the first month.
Right.
Because less than that is complicated. Like it becomes too expensive otherwise, because you need to pay for the whole package that is with the actors, videos, media buyers, like all that. It's not the 2,000 from Facebook. It's more expensive. Like we need to cover all those extra expenses,
Right.
and for the client is more expensive as well. So if you put together the package plus the ad spend, with 1,500 ad spend, you're not making enough return to cover everything. Like you can get more ROAS, but you need to spend more. Otherwise, you're not gonna make enough, and you're gonna have a bad experience with it as well. So I would recommend at least starting with $5,000 on the ad spend side.
Right. So now, with your own agency, like, are you guys using TikTok, organic TikTok ads to grow? Like, how are you guys getting clients?
So actually, our outreach is mostly socials.
Okay.
Our TikTok strategies has been working on her own account, and she's getting some traffic to our funnel from her own account. And we're working now on launching our own TikTok account to show what we can do.
Right.
Like I'm gonna be myself recording the whole content. I'm gonna take a screenshot with the date to see, like, okay, we started this date, and show up like in 1-2 months how many followers we gain. Show that we actually know what we're doing. Obviously, we haven't done it because I've been super busy, and I have to be the content creator most of the time. And it's been working really well in any case, like with our strategies and her own TikTok and socials. We've been having a lot of appointments, so we didn't have the necessity of jumping into this. But even we don't have the necessity into this to fill the calendar. We want to do it just to show authority. Like, this is what we do. Here's the proof.
Yeah, case studies are super powerful, and recently I've been making posts about like how people should post content more, and I don't know, I keep getting people fight me about it, and I don't understand why, because like if you could document the process of you getting a result, like that is such a powerful piece of content, and it essentially shows people that you know what you're talking about, and it shows the transformation of like, and it helps people, it helps you meet people where they're at. It's like, oh, I'm at 0, he started off at 0, and he did X, Y, and Z, and he got here. So their system is right. I mean, their system works. They know what they're talking about, so I trust them. And you know, once you present your offer and you're basically handling all those problems that they're gonna have, you've made a sale. So yeah, I mean, that's gonna be a super powerful piece of content. So let's talk more about agency. So like, I guess you said one of your problems is that you want to remove yourself from your current role, and again, the account manager. But like, what are some other problems you guys are having, maybe with your marketing, your sales process, or your service delivery?
Yeah. So actually, we faced the whole March. Actually, we faced problems with the sales process, because we went from working with 6-figure brands to have appointments with 8 and 9-figure brands. And obviously, we cannot do the same process for these brands. Like, we had to change things. We need to show a lot more value, and we need to be more prepared for this kind of clients, because it's not one decision maker. Like, it's a corporate. When companies doing 9 figures, there's like 5 decision makers or more.
Wow.
So we saw a huge drop on the sales rate, the conversions. We were around 35 to 40%, and it dropped to 10. So we had to rethink everything on that side. and we're changing a lot of the process in the sales.
Mm-hmm.
We changed already a lot of things, but we're still creating more, like improving the funnel and the whole experience.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the main issues we had lately. Apart from that, it's just work overload, man.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like,
Right.
especially like for anyone out there starting their own agency,
Mm-hmm.
the first 6 months expect to work a
Mm-hmm.
lot, like 60, 70 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and it's not forever. Like, just don't give up because you have a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
This is temporary, and you're building something. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you have the passion into it and you like what you do, you don't mind working 80 hours a week, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to like it. Like, I've seen many people trying to get into this space just for the money because it's
Mm-hmm.
the quick buck. TikTok, they take advantage of the trends, whatever it is. They
Right.
do it for 3 6 months and then they're done.
Mm-hmm.
And this is bad for the brand side as well, because what these people are doing is reducing the trust of the brand
Mm-hmm.
into the market of the
Right.
agencies.
Right.
There's way too many agencies that claim to be an expert.
Mm-hmm.
They sign the brand, they don't deliver, the brand has a bad experience,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's going to affect their future decisions on working with another agency.
Right.
So I would recommend just any business, not just agencies.
Mm-hmm.
Do it if you have a passion for it, if you really want to make an impact. If you do it for the quick bucks, there is a lot more ways to do it that are easier than an agency.
Right. Right. Right.
Because
Right.
the agency actually is one of the most complicated business that you can do,
Mm-hmm.
because so much competition,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a service-based business as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just cannot go from 0 to 1 million in 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you need to build a team and grow slowly. You need to build a lot of processes, customer experience, so on. So if you want to make the big buck, there is so many other kind of
Mm-hmm.
business that you can do. If you're really into it and you want to do it, first recommendation is consistency. Don't give
Mm-hmm.
up. And if you're gonna share content, don't share only what you think is gonna work. You need
Right.
to think about your audience and think about what your audience likes. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you need good content. If you create content and you put yourself out there, like you do, you create
Right.
a lot of content
Mm-hmm.
and you have a lot of engagement. Like,
Right.
why you have the engagement? Because
Right.
you understand your audience,
Exactly.
and they like what you post, right?
Right.
So that's one of the pieces that, and with that and consistency, doing
Mm-hmm.
it consistently. If you do that, sooner or later you're gonna start reducing your working hours
Mm-hmm.
and earning a lot more,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which is the
Right.
goal for everybody, right?
All right. That's what people think they're gonna get in the first 6 months, but that's what you get later on. It's kind of like everyone kind of takes the same journey. I mean, even if you have a coaching business, consulting business, most service-based businesses, you're the one doing all the work. You just created a job for yourself initially. The first 6 months, you're wearing all the hats. It's kind of the same journey, and
Yeah.
then 0 to 6 figures is about essentially mastering your marketing, your sales process, and your offer, and then scaling to 7 figures is where we get to talk. Building teams, creating systems and processes. So let's talk more about like you as a leader, right? You got a team. How do you get well? Well, what's a good question on leadership? Well, where do you learn? How do you hire people? Let's say that. How do you hire people?
So I always had like kind of big empathy in terms
Mm-hmm.
of when I interact with people. I always have like the feeling of the, what kind of vibes the person have.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps me a lot in terms of make decision with
Mm-hmm.
the interview. But I don't do a normal interview. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I I believe the system of normal traditional interview is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care about your qualifications, your
Right.
experience, all this. I don't care, honestly. What I care is, you know what you do, you like it, you have a passion for it, you're driven. Okay, whatever. Anything else can be learned.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have the motivation and the passion for what you do, it's pointless that you keep working on
Mm-hmm.
that. I don't want that kind of people. Like,
Right.
you're hating your job or just do it because you need to pay your bills. Like you have no desire of growing if you're in that position. And we are a growing agency. I want that our team grows with us. So we select people that are happy to grow and motivated and have a passion for what they do. That's the most important factor for us. And now, like, we just started to have the team like a month ago. We started like increasing team members. Like before we were like 3 or 4. Now we're 6, and we're gonna probably keep hiring that team in house. This is without the actors, by the way. It's just the same people that works in the same clients all the time with our team. We already 6, and we're gonna probably keep hiring in the coming weeks. So we're thinking on creating a community, like a culture where everybody knows each other. Like there is a good vibe. If you want to have a conversation with anyone on the team, you can set up a call, and non-work related as well. Like just make friends, know about the person, have that touch, especially in these times. Like you're working remote, but there is a lot going on in terms of this COVID with this inflation. There is the war in Europe. Like for example, our TikTok strategies was affected by the war.
Wow.
She had to run out from there, and she's relocated now and safe, and she's working normally. Everything's good with her, but those kind of things affect also the what you do, your safety. Like if you're in danger, what you gonna care more about, your safety or about money?
Right.
So we want to make sure that everybody's safe and happy with what they're doing. And slowly we're creating that community, and super important that you care about why they're doing it, and not just, hey, your performance is down, what's happening? Like that's not the right approach into your employees as well. Like, hey, your performance is down, is there anything I can do to help you?
Right.
It's very different, right? It's the same question but formulated differently.
Right.
So in this way, you're showing that you care about them. If you care about them, they're happy to keep working with you. They have like more sense of meaning of why they're working with you. It's just not like, hey, we work for the client, get the money, and that's it. That's all the job.
Right.
Like that's not a good environment to be in any work. Even if you work in Starbucks and you do it to pay your bills, like if your manager is an asshole, how your performance is gonna be on that? Like you're gonna work happily and be the best customer experience ever. If your manager is an asshole, I don't think you're gonna be happy working there.
Right.
And if you're not happy, you're gonna be serving the coffee with a long face, not with a smile.
Right. So now I'm sure you probably haven't had to fire anyone yet or anything crazy like that.
Yeah, actually, we had to stop working with another TikTok strategist because we did some tests with her. She was working fine, but then when any issues came on with a client, for example, like, oh, the client doesn't like this, or the client's requesting something different, instead of coming up with solutions, it was coming up with excuses. So we saw like, look, this is not the right approach into our work environment and how we want to move on. So it's just better we end the collaboration here, and we did, and we have Lana that she works great, and if we keep growing like this, she's gonna have to hire someone else for her side. But yeah, in terms of that, we have some bad experiences as well. Obviously, like everybody does. Like you need to test. It's not only with the ads. So for everything in life, you need to test what's working and what doesn't. So yeah, in terms of recommendation for that, I don't have any, man. Like you need to test and see how this person is gonna behave as well. Like it's not the same meeting them 1 week than meeting them for 3 months. Like slowly you need to test and see how they're gonna behave with you, behave with the client, and how they're gonna perform and how they're gonna talk to you as well. Like what's their mindset. In 1 week, it's not the same mindset than in 3 months. We all have bad days. So in those bad days is when people show their true self mostly. So the only thing I can say about that is don't risk too much when you're doing the test for your employees, because we lost clients as well
Right.
because of these issues.
Right. So what does your day to day look like then? Like from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, like what does your day to day look like?
So the first thing in the morning is I try to don't look at any devices. Like I at least for 1 hour, I just try to focus on something else until I fully wake up. Like just can't do any exercise or just music, having breakfast, whatever it is. Can even sit on the terrace to take some sun.
Right.
But try not to look at the notifications, because otherwise it's about to start. After that, I start checking emails. Like I have tons of emails every day, so I need to go through, respond, follow-ups, whatever it is. I spend like an hour every day answering emails, and then we start with the team to check up like any updates with clients, any updates with the internal team, that for creatives in terms of copies, optimizations, anything that we should check for each client. We check up all that in for an hour, around an hour or two as well. And then I get into outreach and content. So we start selling some outreach on LinkedIn or any socials. Also, we have some cold emails set up, and we need to review the performance to see if we need to update the copies, or if the list is crap, we need to replace it, for example. After that, just a break for lunch, and usually the rest of the day is just packed with calls. Calls with the team, calls with current clients, calls with possible clients, calls with possible joint ventures to partner up. So I spend like 60% of the day I spend it on calls,
Right.
which feels unproductive, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, I'm working, but I don't feel I'm doing anything. It's just talking with possible clients or talking with current clients.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, it's important, but it doesn't feel productive because it doesn't feel like I'm moving forward with anything tangible, like here in paper. No?
Right. Yeah, it's like you get in these conversations with people 30, 60 minutes and it's like, okay, we made a connection, but it
Yeah.
didn't turn into more money, or like it feels like we just talks from I oh my god, I hate having like this pointless conversations. Oh my god. That's by far the worst. So what are some mistakes that you've made I guess in growing your agency that you can tell other people about, and you can tell them how you solved it so other people can avoid making those mistakes?
Well, I don't think anybody can avoid mistakes, honestly. Like, if you know how to avoid the mistakes, it's because you already know how to do it. If you don't know how to do it, you're gonna make mistakes, and it's part of the process. Like the the most I've done wrong is spending money on unnecessary things, like maybe buying some tools or maybe hiring someone to do something specifically. Um, for example, we at the beginning, like we were like July last year, we hired a company to do our website, and it's crap. Like we don't even use it because
Right.
I hate the website, honestly. So that was time that we wasted on that, for example. And it's part of the process, honestly. Like we hired people, also wasted money in terms of what we were doing with them. Hired someone to do some outreach, didn't work, also was waste of money. Like slowly you're learning on be more selective and build a strategy, like be better with your choices for what you want to do. That's the main thing we fail on, like wrong investments for the business.
Right.
If those investments would have worked, we probably have been like 3 times our current revenue, but it didn't. It's part of the process of the learning. So I don't have any recommendations in terms of that. Like you need to learn.
Right.
And you only learn if you fail. If it hurts, it's a good lesson.
Right. And what would you say some people could do to kind of I guess stand out in their agency?
Don't tell people what you do and how you do it. Tell people why you do it. Like, why are you doing it? You really want to help them, or you just want to take their check? If you have a why you want to help this brand, and you have a nice offer, like your unique sales proposition is good, nobody's gonna stop you. Like it doesn't matter how much competition you have,
Right.
but you need to have a really nice offer, and you have to care about the person you're trying to sell. It's not a number.
Right.
You're not talking to numbers. You're talking to people.
Right.
You need to care about them. That's the main advice I would say.
And then let's say the TikTok platform disappears. How do you pivot in the next 90 days to start getting clientele? What platform do you move to? How do you start building from there if your current offer can't even exist anymore?
Like you mean from ourselves or the brands?
For yourself. Yeah, for yourself.
So, okay, the question was how we could get started with TikTok in the first 3 months.
So TikTok disappears. Basically, you got to start your agency from zero.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So first, you need to niche down. Like you cannot do everything. You cannot do paid ads, organic websites, and everything together, especially at the beginning. Like you can expand those services later, but at the beginning, choose one service that you really like, or you're really passionate about, or you're really good with it. We chose paid ads because it's the part of marketing that I most enjoy myself. So I chose paid ads. We niche down to e-commerce for wellness brands. So we only do paid ads for wellness brands. That's it. We don't target anybody else. Since we did that, our appointment rate increased like 10 times.
Wow.
And with bigger clients as well. So you need to be very specific of what you want to do and optimize that process. If you optimize your process on what you do to who you deliver, you can build up a message because you're serving to the same audience always. So you can come up with a message that is going to resonate with your audience. And the engagement will be a lot better. So that's what we did with our agency to start with, and we defined with TikTok. But if TikTok wouldn't exist, we have come up with any other service. Like we've seen that it's really working as well. Instagram Reels doesn't have the same reach that TikTok does, but still works well if you create good content. So I probably go with PR for Instagram, just coming with influencers and building really like creating really good content for the brand in terms of reels. Like Instagram is dead for images. Like we haven't seen much interaction if you post an image. Like stories are okay. You can start conversations with the stories. Now TikTok is coming with the same thing, by the way. They introduced stories.
Oh wow.
And it's not gonna work that well in terms of engagement, but it's gonna work well if your engagement is good. You're gonna attract a lot of people into your stories that then you can start a conversation because you can answer to their story. It's not from the post, you can only comment. But if you see the story, like Instagram now, you can start a conversation with the person. So I think that's going to change a bit the game in terms of how you behave in TikTok. but it's not going to help you to reach more people. It's just with the exact existing customers that you have or followers, you can start conversations with them, but I don't think it's going to improve your reach in terms of video views. So yeah, the question, going back to the question in terms of what I will do, I would choose the same service in terms of I would still do paid ads and I would still choose wellness,
Right.
but I will focus more on content side. So like creating content for the reels on Instagram. You can share them also on Facebook. You can share also in YouTube now has the same
Yeah, they all have it. They all have
creative.
it. Yeah.
So you can even use the same video for YouTube now because they're optimizing more for mobile than for desktop.
Right.
So you can use the reels in YouTube as well, and everything is gonna change. It's already changed. Like with iOS update, it changed a lot of things on how we did marketing, and it's gonna keep going in this direction. Like Android is gonna do the same thing.
Right.
Like by the end of the year, I think Android is gonna take off the tracking as well from the updates. So it's gonna change a lot. Like you cannot be focused on your audience and target. You need to focus on your creative because you have no control of the audience anymore. So if you focus on the creative is good and it engage, you're gonna drive traffic and you're gonna convert these people. But if you're gonna focus on the technical side and you forget about the quality of the content, well, good luck, man. Like that's not gonna work.
Right. Right. So what would be, I guess, 3 business, maybe 3 life lessons you would like to leave the people with? Super broad question.
Yeah. First life lessons, it's go for what you want. Like the only one stopping yourself is yourself. Like if you hate what you're having in terms of what you're doing, what your life looks like, you're procrastinating, whatever you do, like doesn't matter how your life looks like. I was in the same position 4 years ago. Like I was spending my whole day doing nothing completely. Like I was smoking a lot on that period. So it was like working in a job that I hated and then coming home and getting high because I hated my job. And I had to come back the next day. And that was on repeat for like a year or two. So you can always change that. Like I was in a really bad position 3-4 years ago. Now I'm nomad, traveling around the world and having my own business. In 3 years, like it's not so much. Anybody can turn their life around. Anybody. You just need to have a plan. If you come out with a plan, go for it. Nobody's stopping you. Seriously. Like the market is huge. There's unlimited people in the planet. You can always find your audience, you can always find an offer, and you can always do whatever you want to do. Like whatever you have passion. So find something that you like to do and go for it. Don't say that you cannot do it because of the money or whatever it is. Like you can always come up with something that can work for you. So that would be one of the life lessons that I come with. Like I realized that when I had the accident I talked before. Like I was going into the university, procrastinating, hated my job, so on. Had this accident. I almost get into a wheelchair. Like I broke the L3 skiing. Wow. And this was like, look, life is short. You're here only once. Why are you gonna spend it whining? Like, that's no life, no?
Right.
If you're whining every day and complaining about everything and not enjoying, you need to do something that you have a passion or something that you enjoy doing it. So don't wait for it to come. It's not gonna come. You need to go and take it. And the second life lesson I would say it's be consistent as well. Like for anything you do, like you cannot just go to the gym 1 week and expect to be ripped, you know.
Right.
It takes you, how much it takes you to have a good shape? 6 months at
Yeah,
least.
6 months. Talk.
Six, 8 months. It's the same with anything else. Like you need to do it consistently, and the results will start to come. So that's why I recommend as well. Like do something that you're passionate about, because the beginning is gonna be super hard, and if you don't like it and it's hard, you're gonna give up. Obviously, you don't like it. Why would you be consistent with something that you don't like, and it's not giving you any results?
Right.
So choose something that you enjoy doing, and put all your soul into it.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one is take responsibility as well. And I don't mean responsibility in terms of work. I mean in terms of your life.
Mm.
You need to have some responsibility. Take responsibility for the people you have around yourself. That's gonna give a lot of meaning to your life.
Mm.
And without meaning, you're gonna be also suffering
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have any meaning.
Mm-hmm.
That's why actually parents are happier, you know. Like you have a big responsibility that is that kid, that
Yeah.
if you forget about that kid for 10 minutes, it's gonna die.
Right.
So you know, like you
Right.
need to take responsibility for
Right.
that.
That's a good.
And
That's a
that
good
gives
point.
that gives you a lot of meaning to your life also.
Mm-hmm.
Like you need to take care of this. You have
Mm-hmm.
responsibility, and that push you farther as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same example of the kid can be for anything else, like can
Mm-hmm.
be your family or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, you need to take responsibility into something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. I always wondered why people always said like, yeah, having a kid was the greatest decision of my life. But like that example you just gave, it makes a lot of sense, and it gives you meaning.
Yeah,
Um, so
but
I
it
guess
doesn't have to be a kid, you know. You
right,
can be also happy without that.
right. Right. Man, I'm glad we got to talk. I'm glad Daniel connected us. He was one of the people we interviewed in the past. I really enjoyed this conversation. I learned a lot about TikTok. I know it's like super popular. A lot of people don't know what they're doing right now. So you gave us some really good insight. So I appreciate you for taking the time to be on this podcast, man.
Yeah, thanks for the invite, man. It's been fun.
Of course. So, that is this episode of the Marketers Roundtable. If you're on YouTube, you know what to do: like, comment, subscribe. Facebook, ask any questions, and then we'll get to you. So, with that being said, peace.
Cheers.